Good morning. But despite the recent strikes and counterstrikes that have been going on recently between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the State of Israel, and despite past hopes for that a permanent peace agreement would be could be reached, that would end the now going on the nearly 3.5 month war, which has involved the United States, having proved to have been mere mirages. President Trump is again claiming that both sides in the Middle East conflict are 2 to 3 days from reaching an agreement. Myself, I'll believe that when I see it. Trump always the one to boast and to exaggerate his peacemaking abilities. You remember his promise that he made repeatedly during the 2024 presidential campaign to end the war, that he would end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours of taking office again. The last time I checked, they were still fighting over there in Eastern Europe. Since Iran and the United States agreed to a 60-day ceasefire back in April, which Trump extended indefinitely, negotiations to reach permanent solution to the conflict have been off and on. During the process of the negotiations, President Trump has time and time again made rather optimistic claims that a deal was about to be reached, only to have the talks fall apart with no agreement. Trump several times has also made some very highly boastful threats against Iran, only to ultimately backtrack on them, to the point where I don't think Iran is taking him seriously any longer. Another thing that I believe might be complicating the diplomacy is that, aside from his fecklessness and inability to follow through on his threats, Trump is prone to Trump is basically emotionally unstable and prone to emotional outbursts. This emotional instability, whatever its cause, has displayed itself in Trump's hyperbolic threats, as well as a phone call which Trump had with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu last week, in which Trump went into an expletive-filled rant which was directed at the Israeli leader. If a peace deal, in this case, if a peace deal is reached, along with a new agreement that concerning Iran's nuclear program, all well and good. However, judging from the recent failures, as well as the history of the region, I remain somewhat skeptical and cautious.